What's up, y'all? You know, a lot of times we tell these warm and fuzzy stories, and sometimes we tell these like real stories. Well, this is one of those real stories. Who here has ever heard of a hernia? Know what a hernia is? Go ahead, just say it out loud what you think in your mind when I say, man, Joe Snow, he has a hernia. And that's what you think of, right? Well, that's what I think of too, because that's what we all think of. Trust me, I know what you're thinking. I was laying a backsplash like 15 years ago. Somebody calls and says, hey, Jeff, your mom's having a heart attack. We're going to take her to the ER. I'm like, oh, shit. I was wrapping up anyway. I kind of started getting in a real hurry, and I just snatched the wet saw up and I run over to the truck, and I'm like, shit. Forgot to put the tailgate down. This is one of those trick tailgates too. You got to like ding, 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 you know, to get to come down. And I'm all like, prop the wet saw on my stomach, like, good, you son of a bitch, good. So finally comes, I sling the wet saw in there, and I jump in the truck and haul ass. Like 15 minutes away from where my mom was being taken to the hospital. As I'm on the phone with the lady who called me, I'm like, where's my mom? As she's talking, I can almost not understand what she's saying because suddenly I had this itch. You know what itch I'm talking about? You know, like, come on, we've all not like taken as much time as we should have, and we, you know, left a little bit in a fold, you know, and it just itches, and you're like, oh man, it kind of itches. It was an itch. I mean, yo, okay, 4th Street, gotcha. Get off the phone. I'm like, hey, what is up with that? Go to the ER. Everything was good. Wound up not being a heart attack. I'm at the house. This was Saturday. I'm at the house. Talking with April, and I'm like, it's really kind of uncomfortable. You know, we got to do like preparation H or something. Maybe it's a hemorrhoid or something. Because it's like starting to bother me pretty good. Lube up, and as I'm kind of like putting on there, I've had hemorrhoids before. When I was driving back and forth to Nashville all the time, I'd get them. But you know, you like felt it. You could feel the actual, I know, y'all, this is as real as it gets, right? I mean, you sat with me through all this other shit, so. But you could feel those. This was more like half my rim was swollen. This just felt different. And it was this dull, throbbing pain. Putting that stuff on there, it didn't do anything. Make it through Sunday, get to work on Monday, and I'm in pain. John and I had floors to do, you know, so we made it not maybe till cigarette 30, so like 36 minutes into work, you know. And he was like, I can't watch this, Jeff. You got to go home. Go, fuck that. Go see Vic, my best friend's dad, physical therapist. You know, he missed fix it on me, right? I'm like, all right, I'll go do that. So I go see Vic. I tell him, like, he's asking questions, and he tells me, you've got two possibilities. One is you have a prolapse rectum, and that's basically your colon becomes a water slinky and falls out of your body like this, okay? Like this your body, and this is your colon, just coming in and out, all right? I have learned that people have this, and it's not fun. He said, or option 2 is that you have a herniated colon. It's like, herniated colon? What do you mean herniated colon? So, well, the colon, the muscles actually run just like the muscles of the abdomen. They're long, linear muscles, and they can be compromised and get torn because outside force pushing intestines, trying to figure out a way out, and through your colon muscles is a weak point, and so your colon lining is the only thing that kept your intestines from pouring out. And so that's where they're sitting right now, is they're actually in the lining. They're like, yes, they're, your skin's literally keeping them in right now. And I was like, so how can you tell that that's the one? Typically one side's much more swollen than the other. And I'm like, yeah, one. What do you need to do for either one of these? Well, prolapse, definitely surgery. Herniated colon, can it heal on its own? It can. It's really difficult. It's just easier if done with surgery also. I'm like, surgery too. I don't have health insurance. That's why I'm here with you. Is there anything that I can do if it's, I'm kind of leaning towards it's the second one. What do you, so what would I do in this? He goes, do you want me to look at it for you? I was like, no, we're much too close for that. Total stranger, look at my butthole. Look at this thing. It needs help, but no. So what you gotta do, lube up. Gotta get lubed up. And at first, the intestines are going to go back into the colon lining, the muscles, pretty easily. As they get down to a small little bit, like a BB size, it's going to become excruciatingly painful. Maybe one of the most painful things you've ever experienced consciously in your life. Now, this is Vic telling me this, who's literally had to jump on me to get my shoulder to go back in place before. Has had to rebuild 2 dislocated ankles. And he's telling me that it's going to be the worst thing I've ever been through. All right, bring it on. So I go back to the duplex. I tell April, I'm like, this is what he says. This is what I got to do. So I go in there, I'm confident, I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. Take that lube, and I start pushing. Just like he says, it is just like, just going back in. I'm like, and then it gets to the pearl. Oh, that's the best word for it, because it was about the size of a pearl. Holy shit. When it got there, I'm like, oh, Mom. Push that message through, and everything just went bing, and I just lost consciousness for like just half a second. I just kind of, I'll probably look just like they do in the movies, and I was like, even my heart's pounding right now. Oh my God, it was so intense. April's like sitting there at the edge of the bathroom, like watching, like she doesn't know what's quite gonna happen. It goes in, and I'm like, yay. It's gone. And I'm just like looking at April, like I'm moving, like, hey, holy shit. Pain-free. Never happened. Like you hit the rewind. Went and sat down on the couch. I'm all good mood. Yeah. Been down. This back when I still smoked weed. Grabbed me a bowl. Panky. Fired up. Oh, fuck. Shit. April's like, what? I'm like, fuck, it all came back out again. Son of a bitch. Had to go back in there and just, holy shit. Coughing, sneezing, anything like that for the next couple of weeks was off the table. About a month afterwards, somehow the symptoms just disappeared. They after about 2 weeks, they kind of started going away. But I mean, every day, next day, I didn't even take multiple days off. Next day, I showed up to work. John's like, Jeff, I told you to take off. And I'm like, dude, I figured out how to get it back in there. It hurts. It sucks. We got bathrooms. It'll be all right. Man, right back to work we went. Just what you had to do, man. I mean, you had to eat, right? So for any of y'all who've ever thought hernia can only come in one place, it can come in another one. And it sucks really fucking bad. So, and if you're ever going through this, yes, it can get better. Yes, this is how I did have to fix it. Do I wish I would have gone and just had surgery? If I would have had insurance in a heartbeat, because that was fucking miserable. Thanks for sharing my dirty story. You know, sometimes we just gotta talk about the real shit. That's as real as it comes. Have a good one, y'all. Merry fucking Christmas.